snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys, so I am here today to do a book review, and the book that I'm going to be reviewing is Equal Rites, which is the third one chronologically published in the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett. Love the Discworld books. I've only read the first 3 chronologically, but I absolutely have adored all of them. First one I gave 3 stars, second one I gave 4, and I believe I gave this one 4 as well. I really enjoy them. The Discworld is this big flat world where all sorts of quirky characters come up. It's quite satirical in that it does kind of make a mock of our world, but in a really fun way. Terry Pratchett was an utter genius, and he has written the most incredible world with the most incredible characters, and I already have a lot of favourites, even though I've only read 3 books and they're all quite short. So I would highly recommend that you guys check out the Discworld series if you haven't before, because it is utterly awesome. So let's talk about what Equal Rites is all about. So Equal Rites is the first one in the Witches series, which is a kind of smaller series within the Discworld books. And I really enjoy getting to see the witches because I've heard a lot of good things, and a lot of people suggest starting with this instead of where I started, which is the first one, Colour of Magic. It's a wonderfully fun beginning to what promises to be a really fantastic story with the later books as well. We get to meet Granny Weatherwax, who is a character within this. She's quite funny. She's quite old. She kind of is very set in her ways, and she doesn't believe in change or all this newfounded nonsense that children these days are doing and stuff like that. She's that sort of character. She's that sort of stereotype, and she's really funny. But she has something that kind of comes along and makes her question her ideals and her kind of way of doing things, and that is when Esk comes into the story. Granny is a great character with a lot of charm, a lot of fun, a lot of charisma, and she has a big heart to look out for the people that she loves, which kind of somewhat makes up for her very dismissive attitude and abrupt attitude. She's the sort of person that I feel like everyone has probably met in real life before, which is why Terry Pratchett's characters are so relatable, because I feel like all of these characters you will have seen in real life before, and it's just really interesting. She likes to believe that she's right. Whenever she is wrong, she's not actually wrong. It was you who was wrong, and all of this sort of thing. So she's really amusing as a character, and I very much enjoy getting to know her. The other main character is the one whom the story actually revolves around, and that is Esk. She is the 8th son of an 8th son, except that she is a girl, not a son. And when a wizard comes looking for the 8th son of the 8th son because he is close to dying and he wants to pass on his power, he does so to Esk before he realises that she is a girl and before he dies. So he passes on his power and his stuff and all of this stuff, and then he promptly dies, leaving Esk and her family to deal with the ramifications of a female being made into a wizard, which is not okay by the standards of the Discworld. Esk is a young child. She's very inquisitive. She's only about 8 years old when the story begins, but she's already very inquisitive and very bright, so we get to see her being made into a wizard when she's just born, and then we get to see her 8 years later when she's sort of grown up. She doesn't really know that she's meant to be a wizard. It's kind of been kept secret from her, but she starts to manifest these slight tendencies towards magic, and so Granny decides that she needs to teach her, and then she needs to kind of decide what is going to happen to Esk and whether or not she should be a wizard. So the story kind of goes from there, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a very humorous read. It's always so much fun to read these because they're light-hearted, they're enjoyable, it's not even slightly tedious, and I really enjoy them. Overall, I think the biggest thing that I enjoy about Terry Pratchett is the blend of sarkiness to funny. He does that really well, and he also has a great ability to kind of integrate these heavier topics surrounding like gender equality and things like that into a book like this, and not make it the centre theme that it's obvious, and not make it dull or heavy or dark. He does it in a way that makes it light-hearted, it makes it fun, but it kind of makes all of the characters the heroes and the winners. Even the people who oppose a female being a wizard, they kind of come round to things. So I really enjoyed seeing the way that he dealt with these sort of gender equality stereotype roles and breaking them, and he's just an excellent writer. So if you've not read anything by him, then this is a great place to start if you want to, and I would highly recommend picking up some Terry Pratchett. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. It was utterly awesome, and I can't wait to read more of his stuff in the future. The very near future, I'm sure. Might read a couple of his books and enjoy. Me and you gonna have a little chat about the